What's up YouTube, it's Spartan CC bringing you a Castle Clash video today. In today's video I'm going to be going over some questions that I've gotten recently. I made my hero tier list videos for both epic heroes and legendary heroes, and there were quite a few comments on there that asked basically like, okay, now that there's like quite a few epic heroes, like should I still use legendary heroes, right? And it's a question that I get quite often, and so this video is to kind of address that. So I just kind of wanted to go in. I know they've added a lot of epic heroes, and I think they're only going to add epic heroes from now on. I don't think they're going to add any more legendary heroes to the game. That's pretty much a fact. But as you can see, now I have, a bunch of epic heroes, like basically from here onward, from Hex Painter onward, are all epic heroes, right? And so you're thinking, okay, like, I should just be able to use a full epic hero team and we should be fine, right? That's partly true in the fact that you can use like one team for, raiding or dungeons or whatever. But then when you get into something like, for example, Lost Battlefield, right, you have to do 3 separate teams of 5 people each. And I mean, some epic heroes work well with others, and others do not. Like, for example, the only epic hero really that I would designate as a healer is Water Priestess, right? There are some other ones that do some alright healing, but basically the only like designated healer is Water Priestess. So that's something that you definitely need legendaries for. So, you're going to need Rambard, you're going to need Walla Walla to help those teams to even be able to heal it all, right? Here's Rambard, and both Rambard and Walla Walla are legendary heroes. Now, there are some teams, that you don't necessarily need healing. You're just focusing on damage output. You don't really have a tank. Then, yeah, you can use Axe Punisher and Cold Air, and you can use, Inquisitus for your tank. So there are some epic heroes that kind of replaced some legendary heroes. Like, for example, Inquisitus pretty much replaced Michael, which is right here. For most things. I'm not going to say for everything, and like Colossus is a pretty good tank, and they all have different skills, but there's lots of them that can potentially take the place of others. But I'm going to go through some legendary heroes that you should still level up and use, especially if you're a new account. Don't just focus on the epic heroes. Like, they are really good. When they first came out, you look at their stats compared to someone else, and they have like way more health and way more attack just at their base level. Like, compared to Zephyrica, he only has 10,000 base attack and 300,000 health, versus Dynamica, his base is almost 20,000 with about 500,000 health. So you can see just from the base value of their stats, like, yeah, they do have better stats. But that isn't necessarily always the best way to look at a hero, right, is by their base stats. I would say, and this is probably going to go along with my legendary hero tier list, some of the legendary heroes that you're going to want to have, because there's not really an epic hero that kind of does the same thing, right? You need some of the skills and different things of the legendary heroes. So Zephyrica is still really good. Damage output, he's a good tank because he can only take a certain amount of limit damage. They are adding a lot more heroes that doesn't matter, where they're going to hit as high as they want no matter what. But so far, still a really good hero to use. Valiant Saintess is pretty good as far as a tank goes. She can ignore damage limits, but there's much better heroes if that's what you're using her for, especially epic heroes. I mostly just use her as a tank, though. Her healing is also very nice, helps keep her alive a lot of the time. Lazu, also really good. There isn't really another, like, an epic hero that would replace him yet. So still really good for, destroying bases, killing heroes, doing a lot of damage output while not taking any damage. Apart from that, Rosaline, I would say, I mean, she's really good. She does a lot of damage output, but she kind of has the same skill as Vermilica. It's just that she does a lot more damage and, of course, is a lot squishier. Pumpkin Duke, I feel like we're always going to need Pumpkin Duke. I don't really use him for raiding anymore, but he is really good for like team dungeons, HBM, stuff like that. I don't think they're going to make an epic hero that really is like him. So I'd say Pumpkin Duke is always going to be one of the legendary heroes that you want to level up and use. Gunslinger, yeah, still has a pretty unique skill, especially for HBM, really good for defense. I definitely keep her and level her up. Same thing with Dovekeeper. I still use her in a lot of different modes. Really good damage output, and also can't take that much damage, so also really good. Now we're getting to some where you're not going to need them, like Storm Eater, not really that useful anymore. Levanica, I'd say, is still pretty useful, although I don't use him for that many things anymore. Mahatma, yeah, don't need her. Cosmo, definitely very good still. I'd level up Cosmo. Occultist, not that great of a healer. I definitely use Walla over Occultist. I use Walla like everywhere. Honestly, Walla is probably like one of the best legendary heroes. So really great. And he's been around for a long time, which is surprising about like why he's still so good. Phobos could definitely replace him with Inquisitus or Valiant Saintus. I mostly just use him for his reflect damage skill, but most people know to have Wicked Armor or something on them, on their heroes now. Bloody Mary, pretty good for, she was really good back in the day because she was one of the only heroes that could ignore damage limits, but now they have lots of legendary heroes that do that, so not as cool anymore. Breel Fox, very good. I'd still level him up along with Cosmo, pretty much on the same level. Ruin Master, not really needed anymore. It is nice he can only take 9,000 damage once he gets to a certain point, but that's basically it. Wordless Zealot, pretty good for destroying things really fast. I have Vampiric Grail, and then he also increases his own attack speed, so he just hits so fast. It's pretty fun to watch. Miss Magic, I definitely say yes to level her up. Really good, kind of like a one-time Pumpkin Duke, but it increases their dodge for the other heroes, which is really cool, and it heals them a little bit, so that's also really nice. Why do I not have a level 10? I do have a level 10 Revitalize, right? Yeah, I do. I have 3 of them. Okay. Go look at your heroes, guys. Make sure you don't need better talents on them. Basically, everyone after that, except for Rambard, I would still use Rambard. I don't know why Rambard. Oh, it's because I only have him at level 6. Level 6, whatever this thing is, Breakthrough. But basically, everyone after that, except for Rambard, I'd say don't need him anymore, right? If you're trying to level up Hotshot or Queen Wasp or Svalin or Espirita or anyone after this, I'd say don't do it, right? Ronin is decent. All right, I'll give him that. Ronin and Berserker. Alpha Mech is all right, but not that great anymore. But yeah, besides that, don't try and level them up unless that's the only heroes you have. The other thing that I always recommend to people is, so say for example, let's see. So I have Drunk Simeon, right? I don't have him evolved. He's just normal. I don't have another hero card to evolve him. So he's just normal, right? He's got about 6,000, attack, 20,000, and, you can get him to level 10 skill, right? But what I'd say is you almost always want to use even just a single evolved legendary over a non-evolved epic. This is because as soon as you can evolve them, then they get a bunch of other stuff. Like they get equipment, which makes them have higher attack and HP. You can give them an enchantment. You can increase their traits. So it just makes them like really good compared to a non-evolved hero, even if they're an epic. So that's what I'd say. I would always go with a evolved legendary, which are usually really easy to evolve because you don't need another of the same hero. You can just use shards over a non-evolved epic. Now, if the epic is evolved, then definitely use that over a legendary. And there are, use cases where you don't necessarily need to use epics. But as you can see, my lineup right now is a combination. I have Dynamica, Cosmic Pugilist, Axe Punisher, Walla, Breel Fox, and Zephyrica. So I have basically half epics, half legendaries. So you just kind of have to try out what's best for you, what heroes work well with others. But yeah, that's to answer that question. Legendary heroes are still relevant. Epic heroes have not taken over the game, at least yet. until they add more that have similar skills to the legendary ones, I'd say we're always going to need the legendary heroes. So let me know, guys, in the comments down below what you think about legendary heroes, when they're going to become obsolete, if ever, or if you already think they're obsolete. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and as always, have an awesome day.